Alright, what we're working on today is a 2003 Toyota Sienna LE. Alright, so the problem that we have here is that the gear shift selector is not connected. So you can come in here and grab this cable and move it around. I think I put it in place, but that gear shift selector cable is going to have to be replaced, and I'll show you why in a minute. To replace this gear selector cable, you have to take the battery out, the air box out, all this junk's got to come out. All that's got to come out to get to it, okay? You might be able to get to it with less, but what's the use? You're going to be working over the battery the whole time, and that's not safe. So it's easier to just take the battery out, and you're going to be taking apart a pretty good portion of the dash, so it's good to have the battery disconnected as well. And I know this is difficult to understand how all this is going, but I'll show you the problem before I go into any details about taking this apart. But this cable right here, okay, that's supposed to be on that pin right here, and the inside of this plastic end is supposed to have like a little retention effect on there that clips it on. Okay, there's a small ridge on that pin, and when you push this thing on, it's supposed to click into place and center it, and it's all blown out and wore out. So the shifter wouldn't work, and I can move it around here just real quick. Whenever you try to shift gears or anything, it doesn't do anything at all. So that's what the situation is. That's what the call is about. This thing, you have to take everything apart to get this out. There may be a way to take less out, but you might as well just take it all off, because you don't want to bust anything by doing a halfway job. So I'm going to kind of show some of the details. Now, I took the bolts out of the stereo just so that it would move up a little bit and give me a little slack, but I didn't take it out, because this lip right here, it goes over the trim of the other one just a tiny bit. The air conditioner control goes here, okay? And I've tucked away a bunch of these wires to get them out of the way, but both of these little trim panels have to come off, and they just pop out. They just have like a little plastic clip on there, and you just have to prise on it from the bottom and work your way up. And it's same for the other side. The AC control, which is right there on the floor, it has 4 bolts in it, okay? That comes out fairly easily, and these are the plugs for it. You just push the little pin to get those out. It's no big deal. This doodad in the middle, man, they've got this thing, I'm telling you what, it's like an erector set here. They've got bolts everywhere on this thing. Okay, there's one there. There's one here. It's under the trim, so all this trim over here has to come off for this one bolt. Now, if you're willing to just bust that off, you save yourself a little bit of time, but it's not really worth it, because then it's going to be loose there. On this side, it's a little bit easier. You have to take the glove box out, take this other box out, the little small box. You take that bolt out, and there's one there, and then you've got the little push pin here and that panel down there to take out. And this little clip, you would think that there would be a bolt here, but there's not, okay? There's a bracket on the back side of it right here that supports that clip, that has a bolt in it right there. And that's it for that. I mean, there's no bolts down there or anything like that. If you want to confirm if this thing is busted or not, you can take this little tray out down here that has the cigarette lighters in it and stuff. You can take that tray out and look up from the bottom like this, and you can see that cable there. I think you can. I think you can see that cable. It's not easy to see. When I looked at it, I got it loose enough from the side right here, and I looked in from the side like this to look at it, okay? So I don't know if that's good enough for you or not, but that's how I did it, to see that cable, to see if it's connected or not. All right, there it is right there. If you can get this out far enough, you know, and get it loose enough to see in there, just kind of have to push it out. But to get that loose enough, I mean, you have to take this brace off. You have to take this off. You have to raise this up here like this to get this panel off the bottom here. And it has a little plastic screw. There's a small plastic screw that holds it. Oh, here it is right here. That little plastic thing there. You take that out and take that kick panel off. And then you can get to all the bolts that hold this, okay? There's a bunch of them in there that come out quick. They're all 10 millimeter. So, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna probably have to order that cable from Honda. I wouldn't want to use one because of the amount of trouble that you got to go through for this. This is amazing. It would be nice if it was a little easier, but it never is for center console shift type stuff like this. It's always something that you just have to take the trim off, and just be careful and go slow. And this is what this thing looks like, and it has these little push pins in there, and they're tight. They're tight little buggers. Just have to prise up from the bottom down here, right here in this corner here, and this corner here on this side. You just have to pry up on there. You can see those little dings in there where I pried on it and then wiggled it. If you pry from the side, right here, okay, if you pry from the side anywhere along here, you risk dinging it and causing an impression in this, and then you're going to have problems. It's going to mar the finish, okay? So we don't want to mar the finish on this type of stuff. It's all plastic and it's fragile. As soon as you mess around prying on stuff with a screwdriver or whatever, it's going to ding it, even with a plastic pry bar. So anyway, I hope this helps someone. I know that this is not a step-by-step, but this does give you a look at the amount of bolts and the amount of panels and things you got to take off to get to this guy here. And replacing that cable, I might make another video of doing that because I need to order a part. I can't even do that now. I'm not even going to try to take it apart till I get the part. So that's it. Have a good day.